Alright, so this is video 21, I think. So even though this really isn't about me being abused, it's still about my abuse story. So still, there's going to be a warning up here, so beware. I know I said I was going to start at age 17, but I need to back up a couple years, and you'll understand why when I start talking about it. So when I was 14, I moved out of where I was at with my mother and stayed with my dad for a while because that was the first time I saw him since I was 12. And so I flew across country to visit my dad, and I stayed for a year. I came back after the year, and I was back maybe 4 months when my stepfather had passed away. And when he died, it's like all these feelings of I can't even explain it to you. There were just so many. I was so overwhelmed with all the feelings that I had. And we couldn't bury him until February because the ground was so frozen. There was no way to do it. I think it was February, March. I think it was March. Anyway, so we went and buried him. My sister wanted me to go, and I didn't want to go, but I went for her because she's 7 years younger than me. I practically raised the kid. I was gone for 1 year, and that ruined our relationship for the rest of our life. But anyway, so I went, and like I said, it was about April, I think, March, April, when we buried him. And later that year, in the summertime, after school was out, my oldest sister asked me if I would babysit her two babies, which I loved my niece and nephew, absolutely loved them. And so I said yes, I would. So I went to her house and I stayed, I don't know, a couple of nights. I think it was like a weekend. And so her and her husband went on a date. I was sitting there and I had put the kids to bed. The kids were sleeping. I put the kids to bed. I think she did actually, but it doesn't matter. The kids are in bed sleeping. The whole point was the kids are in bed sleeping. And I'm on the couch and I'm watching TV and I get up, I went to her kitchen and I got a long handled sharp knife. Yes, I got a knife. It was quite long, quite sharp. And I was sitting there contemplating killing myself. Why? Because my stepfather had died. I no longer had anyone that loved me, even if it was not a natural love. And yes, I did have the Stockholm syndrome where he was concerned. Next one coming up soon.